Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Danish bin Ismail. I am from DMT 53 Charlie. My alam ID is 018871. So from this video, this will be my introduction to my project, Solidwork project, which is I will be doing AC motor. So let's go. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So right now I'll be showing you how did I made my first part of my project. So here, okay, first I start with a sketch of a circle which the diameter is 130, and then I extrude boss, which I can show you here. Extrude boss to 170 mm, reverse, so that it will extrude boss downwards instead of upwards. So, the reason I did this because I want it to be easier for me to make the shape, for me to make the shape of the cover. So basically, that's how I made the foundation. After that, I chamfer it here. I chamfer it to from distance to distance. 10 distance first is 10 millimeter and second is 40 millimeter. You can see it here. I chamfer it at bottom instead of the top, so it will be like this. After that, nothing complicated. I move to shell, so I can make it hollow. So, after I make it hollow, so the reason I make it hollow so that I can insert other component inside here. After that, make a plane, I make a plane which is 70 meter. Let's see here, 75 millimeter from my part, so I can make a component up here. So it can be attached here. So here, what I did is from the plane that I pick up just now. So I extrude board. I made a sketch here. I made a sketch which is 2.5 millimeter. Its length, and here, as you can see, I made a center line. From this center line, I can make it symmetrical here. I made it symmetrical so that it is equal from side to side. Then from here, from this sketch, I can extrude boss it to make it fins, to make the fins. Yeah, the fins. So from the fins here, I made it reverse and up to next, so that it extrude boss downwards and it will not exceed the body, my cover body. So it will just stop at there. See? So this is the first fin, or the foundation of the fin. After that, as we all know, an AC motor cover, the fin will be cover all of it. So how I cover it? I use circular pattern function here. Here I pick the face, which is my first sketch just now. Pick 360 degree, which means it will be covered all of the my outside cover. And the number 35 here, the number of fins that covering my cover. Yeah. So here from this skill pattern, from this function, I can make my fin cover my cover, yeah, in circular pattern, since my AC motor cover is in circular shape. After circular pattern, after circular pattern here, alright, here is here. What I did here is, okay, from, as you can see here, uh, it has a little bit of space here. Yeah, right. So from this cut revolve, my cut revolve here, I made a sketch at the bottom so that I I made a sketch so that I can use this sketch to make a cut, so for the space that I want. Yeah, and I do not choose extrude cut, since extrude cut will only cut across, but I want it to be cut around my cover, so I choose revolve cut, which the cut will be revolving around my object, around my subject. So I choose the sketch, and obviously it will cut revolving my object here. After it has been done there, and uniquely is, before this, our fin, as you can see here, it is straight in shape, but after we use the cut revolve function, is perfectly shaped into triangle shape, or we can say on a right angle triangle. Perfectly shaped right angle triangle, and has a perfect space that we want to shape the AC motor. Okay, after that, I move to this plane. Okay, this plane, I choose right plane, and 100 millimeter, which is 10 cm from the origin, so that I can make as same as the fin, I can make an object to be attached to the cover. Okay, then here, boss extrude, as you can see, I sketch a square which is symmetrical with my cover. Yeah, I made a center line so that it can be symmetrical. The square, which is size equal 60 mm and 60 mm. Then from this square, I extrude boss it to make a box here, as you can see. And same as just now, I extrude boss it reverse and up to next, so that it will be attached to this cover. See, it is attached here. Then after I extrude boss it, uh, it become a perfectly attached box, which usually here we can put an insulator to be test to be so it can be tested when we are to do a test. Yeah. So after I make a box, extrude cut a hole here. The reason I extrude cut a hole here, to put the motor to attach the motor in the next part here. Okay, it's just a simple extrude cut. to make a simple hole, and here another extrude cut to make a hole in this box. Just a simple extrude cut, which I sketch it to be yeah, I extrude cut, sorry for the delay. Okay, after I extrude cut to make the hole, again I make a plane on top of the box. This plane, which is also a right plane and 100mm from the origin. Here I made a sketch here, as you can see. Oh no, I'm sorry. Here, yeah, here. Here I made, as you can see here, I made a sketch here. I guess this plane is a bit of a blunder, I guess, sorry. Okay, in this, I choose right plane and made a sketch here, as you can see. This sketch here is 20mm and 20mm in length with I don't specify the width, I guess, because this sketch is for me to revolve cut, just like just now. I want the cut to be revolving around my cover. As you can see here. The reason I did this because for me, it acts as a space for me to attach my back cover. Attach my back cover at this motor to complete the full body of the AC motor. So I guess that's all for the first part. So let's move on to the second part. Okay. Alright, so this is my second part for my project. As you can see here, this is my back cover. Yeah, for my AC motor. So let me walk you through this. First, I sketch a circle, which is the diameter is 150. After I sketch it, then I extrude boss it here. I extrude boss in 85mm in height. There's nothing, I don't do it in reverse or anything, just a simple extrude boss. After I extrude boss it, I move to chamfer. I chamfer it. Chamfer it at the top, distance to distance, which is for the first distance is 20mm and the second distance is 25mm. After I made my chamfer, then I move to shell. The shell here, I made a shell at the bottom of my cover so that it can be hollow, and as it is hollow, I can attach it to my cover. Which means my body cover, and this is my back cover. After I make it hollow, I make an extrude cut here, which is a simple square, 5mm in length and 5mm in width. This is the foundation for me to make a fill pattern. I made it first at the center. I made my sketch and I extrude cut it. See, I extrude cut it up through all just to be safe, so that it is hollow until the end. Okay, after I cut it, I move to fill pattern. Okay, here the reason I did it because I want the square fill every space here. I chamfer here, right? So the circle here, I want the square to be filled at this space. So which is I made it 60 degree, 8 millimeter and 60 degree. I made it here so it can be the square fill the back cover. So after I made it, it looked like this. After I fill pattern, I made a sketch here. The sketch, the reason I did a sketch here 130 millimeter for me to extrude cut it. See, yeah, I extrude cut it, but I extrude cut it reverse and up to next. So I have a little bit of space here. My size just now is 150, so I extrude the next sketch, the next circle sketch is 130, and I extrude cut it reverse so that I can have a little bit of space here, which is 20 millimeter. This space is so that I can use to attach my back cover to my body cover. So that's all for my second part. Thank you. So let's move to the third part. So right now, let's move to the third part. Third part is there's nothing complicated here. It's very simple square. Is the cover from at my body where we attach the insulator. So here, as you can see, first I made a simple square here. Very simple square which is 60 millimeter in length and 60 millimeter in width. After that, after I made the sketch, I move to boss extrude to make it 3D here. So extrude boss and 15 mm. I make it 15 millimeter. 15 millimeter extrude boss it. See here. After extrude boss it for 50 millimeter, I make a fillet. Okay. This fillet here, I pick every edge here. First edge, second edge, third edge, and fourth edge. After I pick that, then I pick every single edge here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every edge. But at the bottom, I don't pick any edge. On the top and the side only, I fillet it to 3 millimeter. Oh sorry, 3 millimeter and nothing more, so that it can be like this. After I made my 3 millimeter fillet, I move to shell so it can be hollow. The reason why I made it hollow, because so that I can make it as my cover. See here, I made shell for 3 millimeter, so it covered all of it. 3 millimeter cover everything of it. So yeah, that is my third part. Basically, that's everything about my third part. So let's move to the fourth part. Okay, right now this is my fourth part. Let me again walk you through this. First, I made a sketch, a simple circle sketch which is 19mm in diameter. After I made this sketch, I extrude boss it. Extrude to 200mm in length. I've extrude boss it. I made a second cylinder here. Yeah, here I made a new plane. No, I pick a circle here. I sketch a circle here. Then I make it a little bit bigger than just now. Just now is 19mm in diameter. Right now I make 60mm in diameter. After I sketch that circle, I extrude boss it. And here's I could say the fun part. I extrude boss it reverse, which will instead of it will extrude boss it downwards, it will be upwards here and cover the small cylinder just now. So it will look the small part at upward at the top, and the thicker part is at bottom. Okay, after what I did here, I made a sketch. Here. It is basically a simple sketch. The reason why I did this sketch is because I want to cut it and make it the shape of the motor, or the set of the motor brush. I would say like that. So here I made a simple sketch, just a very simple sketch, nothing to be exact. The parameters is not that is not I would say not complicated, just a simple numbers. I put there. After I sketch that shape, I immediately extrude cut it, as you can see here. Extrude cut it through all, not reverse or anything, just through all. Extrude cut it. After I extrude cut it, I use the circular pattern function, so I can copy my extrude cut here. So I pick 360 degree, which will be cover everything, and I put the number 3 here, so that it will be 3 pattern that will be patterned on my object. So here 1, 2, 3. So there is 3 pattern from this function, so I can get the 3 pattern that I want. So this will be my, I'm sorry, it's not my motor, it's my stator. Yeah, this will be my stator, which I will put in my body cover. So that is all for the fourth part. So let us move to the fifth part. So this is my fifth part. Nothing complicated again. So here, let me show you how I do it. Here, extrude thin. So as you can see here, I use the extrude boss feature and also the thin feature. Here I sketch a circle which is 60mm in diameter. After I sketch that, I immediately move to extrude boss. Extrude boss it 70mm in height. Then I use the thin feature here. This is the second direction. You can disobey that, and here I use the thin feature one direction, not not the music group, but here One Direction in 30mm, so that it will be shaped as how we can see right now. 30mm. After that, after I put my parameters here, as you can see, it is shaped like this there, and as you can see here, it has a little bit orange to brown color. And the reason of this, because here I pick the material from this part as brush copper. I want to simply pick a color for it. I want it to mean something. So I pick the material from this part as brush copper. So that is all for this part. Right now I will move to the sixth part, which is my last part. Then we will move to the for the assembly. So okay, this is my last part, the sixth part, which is my last part. What am I doing right now? This is the stand, my AC motor stand. So let me show you how I do it. First, I sketch what we can call this as a prism. We can say like that. So how I sketch it here, just what we call a combination of rectangle and rectangle here. The first rectangle here and the second rectangle here, I'm from this shape, as you can see here. After I sketch this, I extrude boss it. And how did I get this prism shape? I make it 40° here. I extrude boss it in 30mm, and for the angle, I make it 40° here. So for this 40°, the reason why my sketch will be I could say a rectangle prism. It is shaped like a rectangle, but it is not really a rectangle. It's okay. So okay, let's move to the second thing, what I do. So here I sketch, a little bit of attachment here. So let's see. Here I made a rectangle here, just a simple rectangle. And after I made a rectangle, I extrude boss it. Blind, so that it can also go through here, blind, and extrude boss it for 10mm. It will look like this. See here, this is why we use blind, so we can get this shape, and also it can also go through. It doesn't look hideous. I will say that it doesn't look any hideous. That's why we use blind feature. After I mirror, yeah, the reason why I use mirror, I use this function because mirror is very useful to make a the same part. We want to do the same part, but we don't want to waste our time. So I use mirror. How did I use mirror? Here, I pick this face, then I simply mirror it from this space. I simply just click that, and it is simply mirrored. So I can get exactly the same shape that I did the first. So then I get 2 and it is automatically attached, and my stand is complete. So here, as it is attached completely, I can say that my stand is complete, but it is not complete. We have as the last part that we do is a cut extrude here. The cut extrude here, how I did it is I make a big circle here. Reason I did that because for me to cut, I want to cut it here at this part and at this part, but I want it to be cut equally. I don't want it to be have any mistakes there. I will in an equal degree, equal angle. So I made a circle, which I made a center line here, and from this center line I make it as my axis for my circle, which is 150 millimeter. 150 millimeter here is basically the the size of my cover. So by using the parameter, I would say this is the early projection of my body cover to put on my stand here. So from this early projection, we can see that it must be cut here and here. So from this sketch, after I sketch this, as you can see, I use the function cut at extrude cut to cut it through mid plane. Yeah. So it will be cut front and back. Everything will be cut so that my cover and my AC motor will be perfect. After we cut here right there, you can see the final result of the cut and the final result of my stand here. So that is all for the 6th part, as you can see. So all of my part is complete. So right now, let's move to the last thing, which is assembly. So right now, let's move the last part, which is the assembly part. So right now, I will show you how I attach everything. So let's move to the first thing. My first concentric. So I made the face here, the face inside of my body cover to my stand here. So I can perfectly just put it around there, yeah, like that. Let's put it a little bit here, yeah, like that. Adjust it a little bit, yeah. So yeah, it can be perfectly stationed there on my stand. So let's move to this to the motor part inside here. So I attach here the second mate here. I attach the face inside this to the space on this part. So yeah, you can see here it can be perfectly spaced there. See, the third mate is I made this my motor with the hole that I did earlier here. Yeah. So let me adjust this a little bit. Yeah. So yeah. The center. Let's push here. Yeah. So as long as it can be the thing can be entered. So right now let's put our status as it has been made. Yeah, it will always will follow the motto. See, it will not go anywhere else. So let's put a little bit and this a little bit to the back. See how it perfectly stay there. Yeah. So for the last part, no, here for the question, as you can see here, this cover is perfectly stationed here because of what? I made every single thing here. You see, this cover I made with every face here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so you can see there. And then for the last thing here, I made my back cover to the space that we made when we draw a sketch. Oh yeah, and that is how I did my assembly. So from the assembly, you can see the exploded view of it. Let me walk you through this. So I guess that's everything from my video. Thank you for your time. I hope that you can judge my product as it is made. I'm sorry for any grammar mistake or the simple mistakes that I made. I really appreciate your time and your effort for viewing my project. I hope you had a great day. Thank you very much.